How's everyone doing there tonight? This is Undead Nightmare 24 back with a video. Hope everyone's doing well out there. It's going to be 31 days of Horrortober, day 20. I'm bringing you guys reviews of horror films daily for the month of October. So let's get into day 20 here, guys. This is going to be a first time watch again. And it's going to be 1964's Kwaidan. And Kwaidan pretty much stands for an ancient Japanese word for ghost story. So this is a J-horror anthology film. It has 4 tales in it from the early 60s. This film is in color. Let's get into the film. So we'll go to the first story here. We got this samurai. He's pretty much dirt poor, and he's married. He has a wife. They're poor, and he's pretty much fed up with it. He wants to go and pretty much go to another area, and he's leaving his wife. He's saying he's gonna go find someone else more successful. She's begging him not to. Anyways, he heads out with his stubborn self. He ends up finding a rich woman and marrying her, but also finding out he's miserable, that she's just a worthless woman and selfish. So he regrets it, and then he realizes that he was all along, he had a good woman and he was in love with her. So as time flies by, he goes back to his village to try to apologize to her and say that he's still in love with her. But as he gets there, it's kind of like their old house is like, it looks like it's just worn down and hasn't been used in a long time. So as he walks in there, he sees his wife there standing, well, his ex, and asks for forgiveness. She grants it. They end up holding each other till daylight, and as daylight hits, he realizes that she's not there anymore. So when he looks there, he sees like her long black hair, and he pretty much goes over there and he starts to freak out, and then some more freaky occurrences happen. I'm not going to give you the whole story, so you guys could check it out. The second tells pretty much about these two guys are in a blizzard. You got an older man and a younger one, and they get stranded in this blizzard. They go out there to pretty much hunt or look for stuff, gather stuff, and they get caught up in this awful blizzard. And they as they're trapped, they find this area, like this house, and they end up like pretty much staying in there so they won't freeze to death. And as they get in this house, they're visited by this spirit called Yoki, the snow maiden. It's like this creepy looking like ghost with a white face. She goes in there, and well, they're actually like asleep, and the younger guy wakes up and pretty much sees her like sucking pretty much the life out of this older guy, and he freaks out. And she goes to him and says that since he's younger, she's going to spare his life, but he can never tell his story again. So then he gets pretty much back to the village. He survives. He ends up meeting this woman, real pretty woman. They end up falling in love. They have a few kids, and he pretty much has a happy life. But then he starts to realize some about this woman he met. She kind of resembles this ghost that he met up with before, and some other freaky occurrences start to happen there. I'm not going to get into the rest of the story. So we go to our third story. This is going to be pretty much, we got this blind musician that plays this instrument, and he goes pretty much outside in this porch and plays the instrument. And you have this war that happened around that area. There was like a battle between these two clans, and it was like a massacre. And they say that, rumor says it, like 700 years later, that they still haunt these seas. So as this musician is out one night playing his instrument, he gets visited by one of these clan ghosts, and he pretty much tells him, clan member ghost, whatever, he tells him that he wants him to play music for his group. So he takes him, and this guy's, he can't see. He walks out with him, and he's pretty much performing songs in this area for them. He starts to go out every night, and like his friends and his master and all them are worried about him. So they start to have a talk with him, but as he returns, they notice like he's acting strange, different, and his face is turning more pale. So they warn him not to be, going out so much. They're worried about him. So later on, his master finally finds out, so like this rainy, stormy night, and he takes off, and they're worried. They're like, he's blind. He can get hurt out there, real easy. His master finds out that he's being visited by these spirits. So they have to like go rescue him. They get him back, but he's warning that if he leaves and doesn't perform for these spirits, they're pretty much gonna take him apart. So slaughter him. So when he gets back, they perform this ritual to protect him, and he has to pretty much stay in a meditation state and not say a word. If he says a word or shows fear, the spirit that visited him will pretty much brutally slaughter him. So it goes to that night. That's all I'm going to get into on that tale. That was my favorite tale out of the film. I really enjoyed that one. So we go into the fourth one. We got this like area, and we got a samurai who guards it, and pretty much they take shifts, turns. He guards it towards the nighttime, and he's walking this during the day, and pretty much he's drinking like a bowl of water, and when he looks at the water, he sees like this samurai's face just smiling at him in the bowl of water. So he pretty much freaks him out. So he's pretty much freaked out at first, but then he has to show his toughness, so he finally just starts to ignore it and drink the water. But then one night when he's guarding his area, this samurai appears to him, pretty much you know, like harassing him and telling him, "Do you remember me?" And he doesn't. So they get into like this feud. He starts to warn his other people, but they don't see nothing. They think he's going mad. So later on, he gets visited by like these three other samurais, saying that the samurai is going to show up and pretty much challenge him to a fight because he struck at him one night. So it leads to him getting freaked out. He's trying to recover his insanity, remain sane, and also try to warn these guys, tell him to believe him of what's going on. That's pretty much all I'm going to get in that fourth tale. So those are the tales of this film. The early 60s, pretty much like ghost story. I'm going to get into my opinion and thoughts on this film. I did like the stories. I'm probably a little spoiled on effects because these are a little dated, but there are still some good ones. That third story was my favorite. It really kept me into this movie. Overall, I think I've seen these a bunch of times, but these are probably original tales, so I got to respect that more. I've heard a lot of raves about this film, and with good reason. I can understand it, but I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions. I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5. I just thought it drug a little for me. I did enjoy some of the atmosphere and story. The settings were nice too. Yeah, I like these skies that look kind of like art paintings, and water that look different colors with like fog on it. It looked cool. I did like that stuff. It just, there's some about it that just kept me to mellow it down. So that's going to be my thought and opinions. I'm going to give this one, yeah, the 3 out of 5 rating. It was decent for me. I know I'm going to get, it's going to be unpopular because I know a lot of people like this film, but to me it's just an okay movie. And I'm glad I watched it. I don't know if I'll revisit it anytime soon, but it was good for a one-time watch. It's going to be 1964's Kwaidan. This is Undead Nightmare 24, back with a video. Please hit a like, comment, subscribe. Everyone stay safe out there. Have a great October. Keep it horror. Peace.